Did you know there's another fold in this Edwards story? Has anybody seen the new twist? Here's the new twist. The woman that everybody is, sharing in the Edwards friend circle, take one down and pass her around. That woman's sister is saying that the baby looks just like John Edwards. And also, apparently, John Edwards, after he broke the news to his wife, he went back and was sleeping with her again, and that's when she got pregnant. That's the new twist in the story. I haven't seen that anywhere. Oh, man, have you seen that yet? I mean, on the major news outlets, they seem to be all over this story, don't they? Just like they were with Anna Nicole Smith, that very important story. Now, let me show you another twist. You gotta hate how videotape just lasts forever.
I think this president has shown a profound disrespect for his office, a profound a lack of understanding of the need for moral leadership, an enormous disrespect for his wife, for his precious daughter, for his friends, and to me that level of disrespect rose to the point that it was breathtaking.
Breathtaking. John, you got that one right. It is breathtaking. This guy actually has managed to out-Clinton Bill Clinton. That's wild, huh? But now we're finding out the real John Edwards. Now we are. Question is, why so late? Mainstream media loves to wrap itself in the virtue of their responsibility to the American people. We're looking out for you, kid. You know what? Lately, my journalist friends been dropping the ball, and I got to come clean with you. I don't have any friends that are journalists, but that's a different story. The Edwards scandal is not about adultery. It's about public trust. It's about campaign funds possibly being used as hush money, and the media manipulating the news and a presidential election. Follow this path with me for a second. Do you remember when Barack Obama's pal Reverend Wright was exposed as a hateful radical? Yeah. That was about a year after political bloggers and talk radio broke the story and hammered it and hammered it and hammered it until the mainstream media couldn't avoid it anymore. Why didn't the mainstream media break that? Could it be because it might have hurt their candidate, Barack Obama? Where were the networks and the newspapers on Mike Huckabee's long history of saying spooky, bigoted things from the pulpit? Did the major news sources not think to look into those? Or did they not look into them or hold them because it might have helped Mitt Romney? And what about our new favorite philanderer, John Edwards? Did they steer clear of that story because it might have helped Hillary Clinton and hurt Barack? Edwards wanted to be president of the United States and couldn't be trusted to not cheat on his own cancer-stricken wife. Breathtaking, if I may quote him. Let alone lead the free world. Today's political landscape would look a whole lot different if America would have had this information when it mattered. The media doesn't think this kind of story matters because they don't think that character matters. But let's get back to another week of Anna Nicole Smith. Now the new one is the sister of Edwards' mistress claims that this baby is his baby. They've had the story from the beginning. David Perel is the editor-in-chief of the National Enquirer, and he is here. Okay, give me the latest here real quick on the love child. He was still visiting her after he broke the news. Is that what this is?
Well, he's still been in contact with her after he broke the news. And in fact, right before he went on Nightline, Rial was flown out of California by private jet, a $50,000 flight to an undisclosed location. So, yes, they are still in contact.
Okay. Why would he do that? I mean, what is his excuse? Let me ask you this first. Is anybody else covering this story except the National Enquirer?
Well, some people are starting to cover it now, but we were pretty much all alone back in October and December of 2007 when John Edwards was looking into the cameras and calling it lies, lies, lies.
Okay, here's what I think this story is really all about, and I wonder if you're covering this or if anybody else is covering this. Where's all this money coming from? Is there a chance that any of this is tied to campaign contributions? I mean, I know that there was one check that went from his campaign to the friend who's now paying her $15,000 a month. There was another big check that was written right after the baby was born. Is there any evidence that campaign contributions were being used or are being used? And is anyone looking into this?
The Inquirer's looking into it, and there certainly is evidence that Rial Hunter was paid by his Political Action Committee, $114,000, I believe, while they were having an affair. And now Fred Barron, his former finance chair, says, well, I'm paying her out of my own pocket. But Fred Barron was also reimbursed by the campaign. So we're getting into a very interesting area
so
here.
So why, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, for the love of Pete, you know why this show doesn't cover the stuff like Anna Nicole Smith anymore? Is because I couldn't take it anymore. It wasn't even a story, and we had to cover it every night until I finally said, no more of this crap. We're not covering this crap. It doesn't matter. This one does matter. Why is the media all of a sudden off this and so virtuous?
I don't think the mainstream media is mainstream media anymore. I don't think they're getting the point here, and I think there's too many news organizations that just ignored the story and said, we're not going to cover it. Some did try to cover it, and it was very difficult to cover, but there's no excuse right now because the story is just getting hotter and hotter, and you heard Hillary's aide come out the other day and say, hey, he cost her the election.
He did. He did. No. The media orchestrated this election by not covering it. By the way, good luck on winning the Pulitzer. I'm sure all your allies and friends in the media will nominate you for a Pulitzer Prize on breaking the story. Thanks a lot, David.